there. Hey, I heard. To reach out that would love to hit. Tina. That's why we're number one.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Branded here from Matanga's Pizzeria in a show all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League. I'm Ralph Judkins, the host. He's Tom Manas, the head coach and general manager of your San Antonio Gunslingers. Good evening, Tom. How you doing?
Good.
All right,
well,
let's,
here.
And let's get into it because, man, we have a lot to cover. The planes are coming into San Antonio, and the players are getting off and headed over to the hotel.
Yeah, next 24 hours. By now, everyone will be checked in, and around this time tomorrow, I'll be having a welcome supper at Don's Ranch and getting to meet everybody face to face finally after these many long months of off season. So exciting stuff.
And folks, don't forget to like and subscribe while you're here. Check in with us, leave us a message on the show all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League. Speaking of indoor football, there's a bit of an elephant in the room I think we might need to discuss. A team with 34 years of history, 19 years straight of making the playoffs, has been expelled from the league. We're talking, of course, about the Orlando Predators. Coach, thoughts and feelings about this one, thoughts and prayers for the players and the coaches that were involved in this. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's sad. Again, my feelings, look, I'm not an owner. I don't claim to be an owner, but I also know I shouldn't be an owner. And I think some people ought to take that into consideration when they purchase a team too. If you want to think the polar opposite of the San Antonio Gunslingers, unfortunately, that's what's happened in Orlando at this point. Again, this is just my opinion. My feelings go towards all the players and coaches that were prepared. As a matter of fact, some of my very dear friend players that no longer play for me were down there and getting prepared and excited and messaged me this week about coming and getting ready for their first game and doing all that. And I was sending my well wishes and all that. So when it found out, it hurt a lot. Part of that, the reason it hurt for me is because of my relationship with Nate Starling, the previous owner, who frankly didn't get treated real well on his way out. And those of you in Orlando that know Nate, he is the closest thing to Santa Claus. I mean, he's as straight as 6 o'clock, and he is just an absolute prince of a person and his family. So that's the first reaction I had was Nate, poor Nate, seeing this go down. Then if I go down memory lane and remember the old days of the AFL when we would go down there and Gruden was the coach and we were in Tampa or we were in Detroit and we were playing and there's 25,000 people, 20,000 people at the game and there were wars down there. And it's very, very sad to see. Now, I know a letter came out today a letter came out yesterday from the league explaining their position. Then Orlando came out with their own letter today. And to me, that's like two high school girls fighting. It don't mean nothing to me. You're going to tell your story. They're going to tell their story. And somewhere in there's the truth. And it's none of my business. My only care is those players. By the way, players, feel free to email me, call me, or text me. We're always looking. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals where, it's a shame. It's a shame how it panned out. And again, the other thing is I feel, like Mr. Morris down in Orlando and those guys, I feel so bad for them because they're such great fans. And I know they were looking forward to it and ready to, start the season. And I don't care what league it is. They're some of the best fans in the world down there in Orlando. And that's gone. So I think it's pretty obvious from the letter I saw today that they're not going to be going back into the AFL under new ownership. I don't know if they're planning on petitioning to come into the IFL. I don't know if they're planning on going to the NAL. But hey, I wish them the best of luck. And when I say that, I mean the players and the coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, the team may not be. Bob Book saying they're welcome in Jacksonville. I'm not sure whether he was referring to the players, coaches, or the fans.
And the fans.
Yeah, and the fans as well.
Right, for sure.
To take the trip, those two teams with a long rivalry. And you were mentioning players. I guess that would be a decent segue into, we have signings. We had a real big signing this week from a guy who I commented on looks really good in red, white, and blue because he was wearing them and winning championships with the Salina Liberty.
Who's that?
Ed Crouch?
I know, right. I thought we talked about him last week. Yeah, Ed's great. He just messaged me before the show. He's pumped. He's excited. He's en route right now from the Dallas area. He'll be getting in tonight. Ed's one of those guys that's infectious. You talk to him and you want to hear more from him. You watch him play, you want to see him play more. Everything he does is pretty special, and he's at any given minute, he's a big play guy. He can make a big play happen with his legs or his arms. So he's going to be fun to watch. The other one, Joel Galvin from Bronx, New York, big offensive lineman, 6'7", 315 pounds, offensive tackle. We just got his contract completed yesterday. He's on the plane as we speak from New York. He'll be here again tonight, tomorrow morning. And then Danye Dixon, really special defensive back, 6'3", 200-pound defensive back, has all the abilities in the world. I think he's going to be a huge playmaker for us. Great athlete, great ball player. And I'm still waiting on a couple other guys that don't be surprised if you see a couple new names pop up in the next 48 hours. So we're never done until we're done, right? Until we get ready to turn in that roster at 5 o'clock the night of March 22nd to the officials. So we'll be ready.
Well, it's all about accountability and all about accountability all the time. And then tomorrow night we have our second meeting or our second, rendezvous at the ranch. I'm not sure if there's a good name for that one, where all the players will be coming out to.
Yeah, I don't think we have to name it. It's a barbecue.
Right.
So, no, what Don does, and Don and Pam host the camp team. And I always say, it's like going to the Epcot Center when you go there. But we're going to go, and it's an opportunity for staff and the players themselves to spend some time together. Being a Greek, there's no better way to meet people than while you're eating and sharing a meal. So we're going to do that. We're going to share a meal. We're going to laugh a little bit. We're going to keep it fairly light. I'm not going to get into a lot with them on rules and this and that. And then Friday morning at 8 o'clock, so it's not going to be a late night. Friday morning at 8 o'clock, they're going to come to the facility. They're going to Friday is not open to the public. I just want to make that clear. They're going to come, get their equipment, get their physicals done, fill out their paperwork, get their locker assignments, and do all that in the morning until about noon. Have a nice lunch at noon. Like I said, we cater lunch every day to the players. Have a nice lunch at noon, and then we're going to have our first team meeting, which I'll chair that meeting for about an hour, and that's when we're going to go over rules, expectations, procedure stuff, and then we'll split up, go offense, defensive meeting, give them their playbooks, have them all ready to go for Saturday morning. And Saturday morning is first day of practice, and the field opens up to the public at 9 o'clock. So if they want to come out and watch on a Saturday, the weather's supposed to be great, and they can come out and watch our first day and see the 40 guys competing for those 25 spots.
And as you've said multiple times, there is some of the best football happens at camp as guys are competing for jobs. They've waited their whole life for this opportunity.
But in full transparency, Saturday we will not be in full pads. Saturday is our first day on the field. We'll be in spider pads and jerseys and helmets, and it gives the guys an opportunity to get their feet under them after travel and after doing all that. And then Sunday will be the first day of full contact, and we're going to go right out of the gate. So if it were me, and I could go to church either earlier or later, I would probably be there. Sunday's going to be a fun day to watch some things.
And practice starts at
9 every day.
At 9 o'clock every day.
And the only time that we will not have it open to the public is if we make an announcement, and we'll do that on our Facebook page and just let you know that, hey, you know, we have like a walkthrough at the Freeman or something like that, and we'll say no practice today, no public practice today. And we'll let you know the day before, so that way you know.
And that address is 9450 East. I think it's the I-10 access road. You'll see the Gunslinger sign up on the wall.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Glowing neon.
It's a 5-acre complex, and we have, I think, the world's biggest Gunslinger neon sign in the front of the building. Yeah,
that's right off of Houston, folks. Houston and I-10. Come on down, check it out. Open to the public. Come in there, get your tickets for the games, buy yourself some merchandise, cheer for some players.
You know what's funny is we're so close to the highway. It's kind of funny that last year a tradition started that every time a semi would go by, they'd beep their horn, and the guys would all stick up their hands like they're waving. I'll bet you that happens probably 20, 30 times a game or practice. But I think the truckers appreciate it, and we appreciate them for recognizing us, and it's become a fun little thing. So, yeah, we like it.
Dustin Jackson says, I'm going to leave now, and I'll see you tomorrow, Coach.
Why? Why, Dustin? Why? Just stay in Arizona, put some ointment on your tattoo, and we'll see you soon enough.
All right, that'll do it. We have a big thing coming up here in the second quarter. It'll be the first time neither of us will talk.
Yeah, so thank God, right? If you haven't seen it, we're going to present to you a video that was made, an interview between Randy Carroll and Don Rackler, where they basically sit down in the locker room and have a conversation of what I say are the whys. Why are you doing this? Why do you do it this way? Why do you do this? And why do you kind of believe what we already believe? Why do you believe you're America's team? And if you watch this next quarter, when we come out of it and go to halftime, we're going to go right to halftime after that. And then when we come into the third quarter, you know, ask your questions, make your comments, see if it made you do. I'll be honest with you, I teared up when I watched it. So, you know, if you love football, it's pretty hard not to get fired up watching this if you haven't seen it already. So let's go.
Yeah, I don't want to say any more than that. Let's get into it now. When we come back, we won't be coming back. We'll be going straight to video. You are watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring. Brought to you by Angie Kaufman, the CEO and our good friend.
Yep.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Reputation, it defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 five-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
Hey, did I get your attention? Time to buy those season tickets. 8 home games this year. Call the number below. I'll see you there.
So Don, how do you find yourself owning a professional indoor football team?
Well, Randy, I never set out to own a professional football team. The previous owners I was working with, advertising with, they found themselves in a little bit of financial trouble. Long story short, they signed the team over to me. And so we've been excited to take on the team. We love the team. And we're working real hard to make this a professional football team in San Antonio for the hard-working people in San Antonio.
So what do? You take over a football team, never having run a football team. There's got to be a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts. How do you just jump in and do that?
Oh, you're right. There's a lot of moving parts of this team. We had no idea what it takes to put on a football game. Luckily, my family, my son-in-law, my daughter, my grandkids, they all came together and they learned their parts, and they took a big interest in this team. And it's not in our goal just to have a football game. It's an entertainment event. And yeah, we learned a lot of things the first year the hard way, but we have developed a really good group of people. We have a great team. We have great production behind the scenes, and we're blessed. If nobody's ever been to a game, I promise you, if you come to a game, you will be excited. It's from beginning to the end. It's exciting and action-packed.
Throw into the end zone, caught by DJ Myers. Gunslingers 2-by-1, Myers and Murray. Quick pass over to Naquan Murray into the corral with the ball. Touchdown, Naquan.
We're talking about family. So how does your wife feel about all of this?
Pamela is over the moon at football. Her whole life, she never was a big sports fan. I mean, she'd go along to a football game or watch NASCAR or something, but it was never really her thing. But once we owned the team, man, she is excited. She is stoked, and she's a sore loser too. I'll just tell you that. She wants to win, and when we don't win, she's not happy. But she's getting better at that. But she absolutely loves the game. Just loves the team.
You've been successful in business, and I know you probably have some foundational things that you can apply to just about anything that you do. What are some of the things, the foundational things that you've learned in business that you apply to your ownership of this professional football team?
Well, that's true. I learned a lot of things from my dad, and some of the simple things is tell the truth, be honest. If you're going to do something, give it all you got. Don't go in it halfway, And that's when we took on the team. Either you're all in or you're all out, right? I couldn't go in halfway. So we went all in, did everything we possibly can to make this team successful. We take pride in everything we do. I take pride in how we conduct ourselves on and off the field. We want to make sure our fans are appreciative and understand what we're trying to deliver. We want to respect everybody. You come to the game, nobody will be offended. It's a family event. And, it's just, I've been very blessed. The John Wayne Service Company has been a very, very great organization. We've been very successful thanks to the good people of San Antonio and South Texas. And we feel we can deliver the same thing with professional indoor football. And so we give it our best. And, we tell our fans, hey, if you come, you don't like it, you're not happy, I'll give you money back. I do the same thing at John Wayne. If you're not happy, I can't make you happy, I'll give you money back. So it's a money back guarantee no matter what. We want you to be satisfied. We want you to be happy. That's some of the things that we do.
You talk about doing things with excellence and doing them the very best. You got one of the best coaches in professional indoor football now. How did that come about?
Well, Pamela was all about see if we could coach Manas to come to our team, and it was just ironic One day he made a call to us and said, "Hey, I'm interested in coaching your team," and we were floored and honored that he even thought about considering us. But he said, "I researched you. I researched your team. I know what you're about. I'm about the same thing. I'm about quality and character. You know, like what our players. It's just like a John Wayne. We look for character first, and then we look to see if you have skills. If not, we can teach you skills. The coach is the same thing here. He looks for quality players, good people, and then can they play football? And we have great players, and we have really honorable guys playing this game.
This idea of doing things right, doing things in an excellent manner, I think that's spread all over the country, because if what I'm hearing is true, there are a lot of players that want to come to this team because of that, and also because of this great facility that you guys have built here.
That's really true. And when we first brought the first players in, when we finished the facility here, they were taking videos, they were sending them to all their friends all over the country. And we had so many people in the league wanted to come play here because of the facility we have, because of the coach we have. We're one of the few teams that has the full practice facility. We have our own field outside, we have our lockers, we have the weight room, we have the showers, we have the training rooms, we have a lounge for the players. And so it's one of the few places that have that. But again, it goes back to, I'm all in. I want to have the best for my team. I want to give them the best opportunities, the best chances, so we can bring home a championship to the good people of San Antonio and South Texas. Just so you know, this is an old John Wayne facility. This is actually the building that I started my first company at San Antonio Air Conditioning in 1990. And then we ran John Wayne here through 2006, moved to another location. I've owned the building all this time. It was just kind of luck. My tenant that was here, his lease was up and he wanted to move out, and we needed a facility, so we converted this building into Gunslinger Nation.
I think people today are looking for something that they can believe in, something that they can trust. What is something that you would say that maybe sets this team apart?
Well, one of the things that sets us apart, team and league-wise, when we come on the field for the national anthem, there's no kneeling allowed in our league. If a player kneels, he's terminated and he's banned from the league. The things we do different here at the Gunslingers is I require all my players to come on the field. They'll have their helmet on their left side. They'll have their hand on their heart. We will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Nobody does that. We will sing the national anthem, and then we will have a prayer. And that's to show respect for our country and our fans.
Why is that important to you, that you require the players and the team to do those things?
Well, it comes from my dad. My dad spent 24 years in the Army. My dad tried to join the Army when he was 14 years old. They caught him. He went back at 15 and got in. My dad spent 24 years in the Army. He spent the last 4 years during the occupation of Japan. My dad taught me love of country. He taught me patriotism. He taught me to respect those people who have the courage to put on that uniform and fight for our country. Because without those people, we have nothing. There's no freedom. There's no Happy New Year. There's no Merry Christmas. There's no Thanksgiving. There's no 4th of July. There's none of those things would happen without those people who had the bravery, the courage to put on a uniform and fight for our country. So when we come out on the field, we're going to show respect for those people who give us the greatest country in the history of the world to live in. We're going to show respect to those people.
They sacrificed so we could enjoy a football game.
Absolutely. They sacrifice so we can come out and play this game. And so we're going to honor those people. We're going to respect those people. And, you know, we're living in the greatest country in the history of the world. There's no place better than America. And I'm super patriotic. I love this country. And I want people to know that I love this country. Most people, I think almost everybody loves this country. And when we come on the field, we're going to show respect. We're going to let people know, hey, this is America's league. This is America's team. You come and watch the game, you're not going to be disrespected. You're not going to see anything offensive. You're going to be proud to be a part of this team, be a fan of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
These players are not playing for huge million-dollar contracts or anything like that. They're playing for the love of the game, right?
They're playing for the love of the game. We couldn't afford to play them millions of dollars. I wish we could. But, you know, here's the thing about our players. We have two kinds of players. We have all these great college kids coming out of college, and they don't have a place to play because it's very tough to get in the NFL. Right. So we have players that still have hopes and aspirations that they can make it to the NFL. So they want to play, they want to keep their stats up, they want to be in shape. And then we have other players that door is closed, but these guys like to play football. And when they come on the field, I'm telling you, these guys hit harder than anybody. They run faster than anybody. They jump higher than anybody. You know, we play inside a hockey field, we put pads on it. So it's a 50-yard field. We're inside a hockey field on the pads. Players can run into the wall. As long as the defender doesn't touch him, he's still in bounds. Sometimes they come over the wall. We have suites right on the walls. And when you see them coming your way, you need to back up because they do come over the wall. And also when the ball comes over the wall, you know, we typically lose 30, 40 balls a game. So if the ball comes over the wall, that's for the fans to keep. And so it's action-packed, it's exciting. These guys come to play, and they play hard, and their number one goal is they want to win. They play to win, and it's exciting to watch.
It's a high-scoring game, too. I know I've seen some of the scores where you total the two teams to be as much as like 150 points.
Yes, it's high scoring. It's geared for high scoring. Last year we had the highest scoring game in the league, 76-75. We lost by 1 point in the last 5 seconds of the game. And here's another thing. If it's down to the last minute, we've had scores change 4 times in 60 seconds. So it's not over until the buzzer rings, you know. So it's high scoring. Typically the one who team will win is who has the most stops and interceptions or turnovers. So if it's almost every time you have the ball, you almost have to score or you're not going to win. So it's action-packed, long passes. And then on the kickoff, we have the kickoff. So it's a 60-yard kick through a 10-foot upright. On the kickoff, if my kicker can kick it through the 10-foot upright, that's called a deuce. We get 2 points for that. And then we restrict them to the 5-yard line. So even on the kickoff, we can score points. So it's action-packed. It's not boring. I mean, you're going to come to the game, you're going to see touchdowns. You're going to see great plays. It's action-packed the whole way.
I think one of the great things about the place you play is the Freeman Coliseum. I don't think there is a bad seat in the house to see that game.
It is actually perfect for indoor football. It holds a little over 7,000 folks. Air conditioned, so we're playing, you know, spring and summer. So you're going to come in, you're going to be cool when you come in the game. You know, we had field suites all the way around the field. A lot of sponsors take those suites, but they're available to everyone as well. Then we have a party zone at the end of the end zone, and then almost, I mean, even if you sat in the end of the field at the very top, you still got a bird's eye view. It's great. I mean, there's not a bad seat in the house, truthfully. And the Freeman people, the ushers, all those people are very kind and courteous. Everybody's polite and kind. It's just a great facility to come and enjoy a good football game.
You talked about hiring people of character first, and then everything else kind of follows that. I think kids today need heroes, need people that they can look up to of good character. And I love the fact that at the end of the games, kids can come onto the field and meet their heroes.
Absolutely. This is the only place in a professional football or basketball or any other professional game where at the end of the game, my players will be on the field, all my cheerleaders will be on the field, everybody can come on the field. If you were lucky enough to get one of the balls that came over the wall, take the ball down, have your players sign the ball, take photographs. They're all very kind, very respectful guys. Same with my cheerleaders. These are all beautiful girls. They're school teachers, nurses, professional people, but they love to dance. I'll put them up against the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. That's how good they are. And so, yeah, if you got young girls who want to be cheerleaders, we have a cheerleader camp. And all my players are just kind and cordial, and they will stay on the field as long as somebody wants to take a picture or talk to them. And it's just amazing thing. Everybody loves that at the end of the game.
I know some people may be concerned about investing their time and energy in supporting a team that might just go away. How long have the Gunslingers been here now?
Well, we're going into our 5th season. The league has been in existence for 17 years. It's the most professional indoor football league in America. We're not going anywhere. It goes back to my earlier statements. I'm all in. But do whatever it takes to make sure that the San Antonio Gunslingers is here forever. It's my give back to the community. It's for the hard-working people in San Antonio. You got carpenters and bricklayers and bartenders and waitresses and all these people that work hard every day. They need a place to come and be able to watch a professional football team and not cost a lot of money. You could bring a family of 4 to our game for $100, and you can see a beautiful football game, very exciting. And so we're going to be here for the long haul. We're going to make it. We're going to be the first professional football team in San Antonio to bring home a championship. That's my goal.
I always tell people you're going to get a lot of value for your entertainment dollar with the Gunslingers.
Absolutely, it's fun from the beginning to the end. Our halftime, we have games, have a timeout or whatever. Fans can come down and they have a hamburger that you have to make together out of human hamburger and some other crazy things like that. We have Kick for Cash, where you can come out on the field. We'll get 5 participants every game to come out and kick the ball through the upright, and you can pick from the 5-yard line to the 25-yard line. The further back, the more money you can win.
It was pretty exciting last season to see on one hand you saw that there was a man that came out there and took his shoe off and nailed that thing.
He did.
He kicked it right through, and then there was a kid, like a teenager, who kicked and won some cash. So It was exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting, and it's exciting for the fans to watch.
One of the things my wife really loves is the fact that you guys have theme nights, special nights for special things.
Right. Every game is a theme night. We have military night where we'll have the Army will come down from the very top carrying the flags. We'll be playing the national anthem. We have first responders night. Firemen did the same thing. We had firemen come over. They rappelled down with the flags. We have Star Wars night. But kids love the Star Wars. It's fun every night. Every night's a theme. Every night we have different jerseys for the theme. So if you want a jersey for that theme, we have those there for our fans to have. But every night's a theme. It just goes to back that every night when you come, it's going to be exciting and something different to see.
Don, thanks a lot. Thanks for the insight. Thanks for letting me be a part. I'm excited about it. And what do we say? Guns up.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
Call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Must be that time of the year again, where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey gunslingers, come try Matanga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matanga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
Welcome back to Matanga's Pizzeria and the third quarter of Branded. I'd like to get your reactions. Mark Yamaguchi chiming in and saying, without a doubt, these players are definitely professional and quality athletes. Tom, now you've seen this at least 3 times, this video at least 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about it?
Well, it still gets to you. I mean, if you're close to it, knowing what we've accomplished in the last 18 months or so, you know, when Don says he's all in, I mean, that's, to me, pretty obvious of his commitment. But the kind words, you know, that they say about me and the kind words they say about the players probably hits me a little harder because we work so hard for him and for us and for the fans that, you know, when you hear that, you think, wow, they're appreciative of what we've done too, as much as we're appreciative of everything they've done for us. But again, none of this is going to happen without Don and Pam and, you know, and what they've committed to and how they've committed to everything. And now, you know, James and Randy and the whole team of ownership in their commitment towards what we're trying to accomplish this year. And I want to give them a ring. I mean, that's one thing I've said from the beginning, and I've never changed, and you can hate me for saying it. But I don't really care. It's the way it is, and it's the way we're going to be. But, you know, moreover, when you hear that, and then you hear me in the last couple of weeks talking about being America's team, I think now you have a better understanding, for those of you who haven't seen the video, of why that I say that. Because, you know, I can show you film where our guys are standing at a rigid attention for the national anthem and the head bowed properly when we're praying and not swaying around and not pulling on their jerseys and not, you know, talking amongst themselves during the national anthem. And I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of it. I've been that way. That was one of the reasons I came here. When I won a college championship, we were playing in a stadium where the PA system went out during the national anthem, and I took my guys out on the 50-yard line and we sang it, and we got the whole stadium to sing it with us. So it means a lot to me because I'm very appreciative for the sacrifices that our military has given us so we can sleep under this blanket of freedom, and I get to do my job because they did their job for me. So like last night after watching the presidential speech and how proud I was to be aligned with that kind of patriotism and the goodwill that came out of that. And like us, don't like our politics, like our conservative nature, like our patriotism, don't like our patriotism, that's okay. We're not going to change. We are who we are. And we feel like the majority of people feel the same way we do. And we want you to know, when you step into our house, you're going to feel that vibe. You're not going to be the one that's standing out as being not a participant. You're part of this. We know that. That's why you're here. I've actually got a little surprise coming up, I hope, in the next couple of weeks, announcing that we have some very special guests that may appear. I'm not promising anything, but may appear at a couple of our games or one of our games from Washington, D.C. People you all know and love. So, again, it's infectious. It's infectious with a team. It's infectious with a community. It's infectious with a country. If we all just be a little bit more grateful for the blessings that God's given us and the people that have acted as the tip of the spear, if you will, and did everything on our behalf. So we want to honor them every day, not just on game day. Every day we honor them. And being a gunslinger means that you honor them 24/7, 7 days a week, and we do.
And definitely want you to say, of course, we have First Responders Night, and of course we have Military Appreciation Night, but it's an ongoing thing.
Buddy,
it's
it's
an
more
ongoing
than that.
attitude.
You've been to it. Don puts on Veterans Day. I bet you we had 1,200, 1,500 people for dinner at Don's house, and he brings in the retired vets and everybody from the nursing homes to guys that can't, walk anymore, to wheelchairs, to current active military guys, to everything, just to honor them. He doesn't get anything out of this. He does this because of his love of country, and I've gotten to see it and experience it firsthand. So I can tell you, it's a remarkable way of doing things, and it's hard not to be teary-eyed when you see things. I mean, at Veterans Day, I think I bawled like a baby seeing some of these guys and what they sacrificed for us. So
our remaining World War II vets, Korea,
right.
Vietnam.
I mean, come on. Forgotten wars, the Vietnam War, the forgotten vets, we honor them, and we don't just talk about what's happening now, it's what's happened. I'm going to be 65 in April, and I've got a lot of thanks to give over those many years that they've helped us. And my background with my experience working with the military really, solidified my commitment to all that. So to come to a place where we have these beliefs, not just Don, not just Pam, the whole Rackler family, the whole Stubing family, the whole football team, the whole coaching staff, our sponsors, all of the people, all the fans that are behind this philosophy. I want you to refer to us as America's team. I want you to refer to us as something that you can be proud of. I'm not taking anything away from other teams. I'm not. No. You be who you are. We'll be who we are. We like who we are. And we're going to continue to be that way. And then when we add a championship or two to that, that's what it takes to get you to jump on the bandwagon, so be it. But I'm not asking you for a selfish following right now. I'm asking you to just honor the things that we're talking about. Not football games. This is bigger than football. It's bigger than football. This is where you can bring your wife, your children, your small children, and not worry that something is going to be, borderline inappropriate. You're not going to have that. And so I just want you all to come, enjoy yourselves, and support what we do.
Jason Wayne chiming in saying his brother went to Afghanistan for 6 months, but now is a police officer here in town. We look forward to meeting your brother Jason at both Military and First Responders Night. When a guy's got bit by the Patriot gene and is serving the country and just loves being around those people that train every day. And let's face it, we love it for the adrenaline. There's a bit of adrenaline junkiism in there. Folks, buy the merch. Wear Gunslingers proudly. We are America's indoor football team. This is what we declare. It's not an easy thing to say because we're claiming something, and we got to live up to it.
So let's be real for a minute. And I'm speaking out of turn, Don. I apologize if you're listening, but Don doesn't take your money for buying a ticket and turn around and buy himself a boat, okay, or do that. Every penny this guy's made with us, I know, and it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But every money and every penny he's invested in us, he doesn't take away from. It goes to jerseys for the veterans. It goes for the veteran stuff. It goes for our charities. It goes for promotion. That great video you saw and all that. That was an empty warehouse 18 months ago. Okay, and he committed to that. I think we're the only team in all of indoor football that has an open practice policy every single day. He wants you to have ownership in this team. He wants you to come and be a part of it. He built this for the community. He's not in it because he's looking to get rich from this thing. God, that ain't going to happen.
Well, look at who he wants to bring out. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of waitresses. You're not going to get rich off of working families with 2, 3, 4 kids that don't get out to do much entertainment. And that's why the ticket prices are what they are. That's what the merchandise prices are what there are.
But the fact that we still have a team here when we have not been a profitable organization.
Right.
That's because of the money invested to start it up, to take it on, to keep it first class, regardless of circumstance, and to continue to do those things. And that's why I'm really proud of him. I'm proud to call him a friend. I told him that when I watched the video for the first time. I gave him a big hug and I said, hey, I'm proud to call you a friend, and not just the owner of the team, and because I get to coach here. If I met you on the street, I'd probably come up and give you a hug, because it's that kind of thing. And that's why I'm here. I came here because of they're an image of what I think I am and how I believe. And if you're a fan and you have the same kind of image, come make us America's team. Come keep, embracing that. Have a place to go 8 times a year for a home game, and maybe 20 times a year for a practice, and all the special events we have. So I hope everyone, I don't want to say buys in, but I hope everyone just reaffirms what they already are and makes us a part of their lives, just like we want them to be a part of ours.
We're all in. Are you? Join us for Fan Appreciation March 22nd.
Opening day
versus the Tulsa Oilers right here at the Freeman Coliseum, our home field. Come out, fill that stadium, get us sold out, rock this place.
Yeah, let's get the party started right, And you're going to see firsthand how much we do appreciate you that night. So looking forward to it.
I think we can call that a good third quarter.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on. We'll be back with the fourth to talk about camp when we return. You are watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, very live and very loud from Matenga's Pizzeria.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
What can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care, official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
And welcome back to the fourth quarter of Branded as we are set to open camp. We've got questions coming in fast and furious. First question from Mark Yamaguchi. What are our fantastic athletes saying about perhaps the branding of the team as America's Indoor Football League? You got any feedback on that one from any of the players?
They're, again, they were recruited on this mindset, so it's business as usual for us.
And it was a question by Ronald Collier. It's a dad of a name that we know. Will there be any other networks that'll be showing the Gunslingers game this year? I think we'll have a definitive answer on that next week's show.
So let's talk about that for a second. On Monday, the 10th, the league is going to come out and do, I can't say anything, and Monday the league is going to come out and do the announcement about streaming of IFL for 2025. And as a caveat to that, I got the commissioner to come on the show next week to explain all the nuances of it and why it's so great and the excitement that we're generating in-house right now for it. So we'll be able to share all that next week.
So have your questions ready, folks, because you will be able to get them answered. Is the team, Joseph Rodriguez asks, is the team having any open scrimmage games for the weeks to come? I don't know if we have time.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Any preseason games?
No.
We're
no. Have you watched the preseason games like in the NAL? No.
I guess
beat those teams by 50 points. No.
I guess we could address that question right up front. The NAL preseason showed that even if you bring in a good outdoor player or a good outdoor team into the indoor, it just doesn't translate right away. What has to be different about an outdoor player? What's different about the indoor player that makes them a good indoor player versus an outdoor player?
Nothing. Time, experience, learning the game. This league, as much as I love a lot about it, doesn't give you time necessarily to develop a player because of our roster size and also because of our vet rule. So by the time you were to have a player and maybe develop them over 2 or 3 years to be an incredible indoor football player, the next year he's a vet and then he's probably going to end up getting sent home.
Because he's up against all the other really good indoor players at that point.
Right.
And he's just now become a good indoor player.
Correct.
Ouch. Well, that brought us to another issue that happened in preseason. I have to mention the Omaha Beef. First time they lost a game in a very, very long time. And they had their coach's show, and they said that somehow or another the opponents got their script. And that's why they lost that game. That's why they didn't score any touchdowns in the entire first half.
That's horse hockey. That's nuts. No. Because first of all, I'll give any other team our playbook the day of the game. You don't know when we're going to call, You don't know how we're going to play. You don't know this, you don't know that. We used to have this thing, and I had a coach one time at a very high level. He's telling me, you really want to mess with someone, tell him when you're going to be blocking right into his hole or his gap, and tell him right before the play starts that, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, first of all, script, I've known coaches that have a 10-play script. The first 10 plays are scripted. The first 8 plays are scripted. The first 5 plays are scripted. Let me tell you what, if the first 2 don't work, you're worth your salt. You probably better get off script, okay? And if someone said that someone found their script, did they have every single play, offense, defense, and special teams scripted? Yeah. No, you got your butt whooped. And you got your butt whooped by a semi-pro team that played 1 game. So, end of story. And that's it. Your quarterback threw like 3 interceptions, I think. I watched the game, and I was very unimpressed. And I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a great organization. They're great. I mean, eat it, man. It's yours to eat. I've had to eat games. You got to eat this one. You guys got beat. You got beat by a team that came in and just beat you. And it was close, and it was fun to watch, and I enjoyed it. And but yeah, no, it is what it is.
Well, let's focus back on us and the Gunslingers. And a question that has intrigued me that I don't really know the answer to this one. How do you, as the coach, as the general manager, how do you actually evaluate and your staff evaluate players at camp? What does that process look like?
Well, I mean, it would be a very lengthy conversation, which we don't have time for tonight. But what it comes down to is this. There were times when I would be watching film in my office at home, and I would call Miss Susan into the room, and I'd put a play on, and I'd run the play once, then I'd run the play a second time in slow motion. I'd say, tell me who's the best player on the field is right now. And she'd go, that guy, because it was that obvious. And in a lot of cases, it's that obvious who's better. You know, the old adage, cream rises to the top. That's why I say that a lot of players cut themselves. And, you know, so.
Put them in the crucible. We'll see what's up. I've got a hot question here from Dustin Jackson. Coach, would the Omaha Beef be successful or a mid-card team in the IFL?
It's, you know, I will just say this based on watching some games last year and this, I will just say it's level of competition. And if they came in, they'd have a hard time in the West. We'll just say that.
Right, I have a hard time in the West, yes. And we'll leave it at that. That's because that's a good one. Now back to the
and it's different rules.
That's true,
but it's different rules
yes.
too. You know, you got a quarterback right now reading 3 defensive backs. Let's see how he does with 4 defensive backs. You know, it's different. It's a different game.
And that's fair enough. I wanted to follow up with, because another thing came to mind. We were talking about indoor to outdoor, outdoor to indoor transition and a veteran. How do you balance evaluating in camp a veteran versus a first-year player?
I don't. There's no difference. When you're in camp, I don't look at their status or put that status as a precursor during the first week when everyone's just trying to make the team. If on that final cut day, we sit in a room and we're still 1 vet high or we're 2 vets high, then we have to make those decisions. But up until that point, they'll tell me who is going to stay and who's going to go. The players will, by their performance. And if you grant someone any kind of leverage because they have experience or they're a vet or that, you don't give them a true evaluation. I'm a big stickler that the vets get the exact same amount of reps as the rookies get, and the rookies get the exact same amount of reps the vets get. You don't bring in your vets and have them run 8 plays and then you bring in your rookies and they get to split 4 between 3 guys. No, you give everyone the same amount of reps so they have a fair opportunity to show you what they can do. And then at the end of it, you do the math. And unfortunately this year, right now, currently on our roster, we have 10 veterans. We're allowed to keep 7.
That's a word to the wise right there. Absolute word to the wise right there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not a threat or anything.
No.
It's just come in and be the best version of you and not make it a factor in your evaluation. So, but, you know, in the last week and a half, I had, you know, people ask me all the time, how come you're bringing in 14 vets? How come you're bringing in 12 vets? How come you're bringing in this? In the last 72 hours, I had 2 players text me, hey, changed my mind. I'm not leaving my job. Hey, my mind's not in it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm soft. I'm just kidding. But my mind's not in it. I want to go a different direction. So, and I go, okay. And that's why we load up on certain guys, certain positions, certain vets, certain things, and we go from there.
Well, let Ronald Collier close us out on the
That's
quarter.
his granddad, by the way.
Yes, he told me that
Okay.
his granddad. He leaves us with God's blessings on this team and this organization, and I'd say thank you very much, Ronald Collier.
We could use it.
Yes.
Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Same to you. God bless you.
And that will wrap up our fourth quarter. We'll be back with the show wrap up for this week. You are watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Hey San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas rolls. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
This is head coach and general manager Tom Manassi, your San Antonio Gunslingers. We got 8 home games this year that are going to be pretty special. You want to make sure you're part of this. Come help us win the championship. In addition to that, we have free giveaways through the entire season, special theme nights, and all you have to do is call the number below and we'll make sure we take real good care of you. God bless.
And this will wrap up our show for March 5th, 2025. Make sure you've liked and subscribed before you go. Coach, it's that time.
Well, first of all, thanks for, again, continuing to support the show. It's doing really well. It's still #1 across the country in indoor football coaches shows, and we appreciate it. Also wanted to tell y'all we're getting real close. If you don't mind giving a quick prayer tonight for all these young men that are traveling and coming in and getting ready to compete, we sure would appreciate it. And I know we talked about it earlier, but thank you again to our veterans, and thank you to our country, and thank you to our president. And we're in a very grateful mode right now for everything that's happening in our lives. Now, Miss Susan, I love you and I miss you. Eli, Liliana, and Mila, time to go to bed. Papu loves you. God bless everybody.
This has been Branded for March 5th, 2025. And as always, folks, keep your guns up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.